under pressure or anything. But hey, everybody, this is Paul Finkelstein at OMG Biz Cafe Live Talk Radio. We're actually on my YouTube live, and I have two business owners. One's from Tennessee, and one is from where are you from? Where are you both from Tennessee? Jesse?
I'm from Tennessee. Yeah.
Oh, you're both
That,
from Tennessee. And
I'm
Rich is also.
Nashville, Tennessee.
And
I'm
we're
Clarksville, Tennessee.
Oh,
so
well,
I got
you 30
so,
minutes away.
so what are the coincidences having two people from Tennessee and I'm in Florida? But I have two questions for these individuals. So Richard, thank you for coming into our OMG Biz Cafe, which any guest could actually come into the cafe. I should probably tell Mary here, um, watch this and see if it works. Um, if Mary could click on the StreamYard, you could join us live. I'd love to hear your reaction. You can see us all there, but we're actually live. So I'm going to go back to our guest in the live studio, but join us and I'll add you to the screen. So meanwhile, here's the first question for Richard and then Jesse. So Richard, what do you think about OMG Biz Cafe being a beach resort? And are you near the beach where you are in Tennessee?
Well,
No.
Paul, sadly, I'm near no beaches. I'm landlocked where I am, but no, very interesting concept, very original, uh, interesting not only background but the whole system of the Skylar network. And it's the best way I can explain it. Even though it's called a Skylar verse, many people will recognize it as a metaverse in which it's an amazing area to be in.
And thank you for that. Now, Jesse, how many times have you been to the OMG Biz Cafe, and what do you think of it so far? And there's no beach, I guess, since you're also in Tennessee as well. And I know there's no
Yeah,
beach there.
there's no beach here. We used to have close name was Beach Bend, I think it's called. But I don't even think that was a real beach. But yeah, yeah, I mean, I love it. I mean, I love coming on the show and hearing people talk and meeting new people and just listen to the different dynamics that's spoken about on here, and the
Right.
scenery is just superb. I mean, like I said, I can't get to the beach, so at least when I come to the cafe, I'm at the beach.
Now,
I get to
now
unwind.
let's add something on top of that, Jesse. So here's the second question. What do you think about that one-to-one that I introduced two businesses together in a one-to-one in the cafe, and you saw some sea life, and you got the sea life experience being in the cafe, and I introduced you. You were in a one-to-one meeting without me, with this gentleman here, Richard Brooks, also in Tennessee. What did you think about having a one-to-one there? Tell us about that experience.
It was wonderful because, like I said, I've always wanted to go. We call it uh, diving into the waters to see the sea creatures and stuff. But like I said, I can't swim, so that's never gonna happen.
Right.
So
So when you were
I actually got to see it underwater.
So there's no swimming requirement, no
Right,
prerequisites.
right.
You were safe
Safe
environment
environment.
to be able to
Yeah,
meet
kind of
people.
like being in a glass box and watching the sea hounds around you.
And in that environment, you were able to learn something about Richard Brooks, or did
Yes,
you take the
yes.
time to tell him about your business and educate
We
him?
went both ways. I told him about mine first, and then when we moved back in, he told me about his.
Right. And then let's go to Richard. So tell us about your sea life experience.
Well, I enjoyed it. Like I say, it's like many of your rooms. It gave the opportunity to be one on one with somebody, um, and that way you could be more focused. In the main room, it's nice, but your eyes start to get distracted all over the whole room. But in the undersea one on one, it was nice to just have a private interaction with someone.
And look who just popped up on the screen here. We have Mary Stanley, not from Tennessee. I believe maybe she wants to be in Tennessee. Maybe she doesn't. I know it's a big weekend coming up, and she's from Minnesota. She's a veteran from the Army. I was going to say Air Force for a second, but maybe she knows people that are Marines, Air Force, Navy, and other areas. So it's a big weekend coming up for our veterans. Thank you for serving. But this weekend is celebrating. I don't know about celebrating, but I think the word is memor. Can I get the words across?
Honoring.
Honoring those that made the ultimate sacrifice that are not here with us to protect our freedom. So thank you for letting me have this segment and honoring the ones that lost their lives. And thank you for being here and serving. And also, I love, since we have on the screen the OMG Biz Cafe Sea Life topic. And that is, you might have experienced the sea life experience in the OMG Biz Cafe where you met one-to-one with somebody. You have, right?
Yes, sir.
And how was that experience? Were you introduced to a new business person you hadn't met before, somewhere around the world or another state or your same state?
It was great. It's great to be able to connect with individuals that you never normally would connect with. You know, you don't run into certain people in different fields very often, other than in networking events like this. You never know who you're going to connect with and who they know to help build what you're doing.
You never know if you're going to end up on live TV also. I have you. It's interesting. I have a split screen, and you might have different tabs, but on mine, I have you guys in the OMG Biz Cafe and see you at the beach. And on the other screen, you're live in the studio. So, Mary, you've met these two people before, right? Richard and Jesse?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Excellent. And let's go with the other question for you. What about the OMG Biz Cafe and the beach resort? Is there a beach by Minnesota?
Minnesota is the land of 10,000 lakes. We have lots of beaches.
Right. But those beaches are on lakes, though, versus the ocean.
Correct. But I live near the largest freshwater Great Lake, Lake Superior.
So fresh that you could see the bottom, and it's not blue, but you can see the bottom, maybe.
When you're by shore, yeah.
And then underneath, there's a monster down there.
We got a lot of ships more than monsters. Ships.
No, so it's a pretty big lake, and ships have sunk down there.
Lake Superior is one of the major exporting lakes for the Midwest.
Did you know that, Richard?
Yeah, I used to live. I grew up in Michigan, but it was southeastern Michigan. So, and yeah, I got around the state in my younger days. So,
Richard, why don't you take a few moments, like 30 seconds, or take 2 minutes, take 5 minutes for all I care, and educate us about how you solve businesses solutions. This is my gift to you. Tell us what you do, why you do it, how you do it. Why did you get into what you do? Is it late in life in your retirement? Or you've been doing this for 40 years?
Well, I'll just briefly, because I'd rather hear it from the other two ladies. Remember, Paul, ladies always go first. But since you picked on me, I'll just say that after my 55 plus year business career, now I'm spending all of my time on the internet just trying to help business owners. And the primary thing right now in this current environment is I am trying to help them with their marketing to get a steady flow of revenue coming in. Because right now it's a challenging environment in which a lot of business owners are just not sure whether or not they're either going to keep their current customers or if they can't even pick up any new current customers. So that's briefly what I do.
If somebody wants to reach out to you, Richard, would you want them to know a particular website, or do you want to say your phone number 6 times until we memorize it? Or maybe you want to say your email 10 times to help us memorize it?
Well, my one website's pretty easy to remember. It's just richardbrookssolutions.com. So richardbrooksolutions.com. And from there, they can interact, connect with me, and go from there.
Did
But
I
I'd
spell
like to
that
hear
right?
from some of the young ladies. So go right
Okay.
ahead,
I
Mary.
hope they're both still with us. I know Jesse's picture faded
I'm
away,
here. I'm here. I'm
but
here.
you are here. Okay.
I'm
So
having
you
this technical difficulty.
okay. The voice you hear on the screen is Jesse from Nashville, Tennessee. And Jesse, why don't you take 30 seconds or take 5 minutes and tell a story about your business?
Well, my business. I've actually been in business going on 11 years now, but due to different circumstances, I just hadn't really got off the ground. So, plus I wasn't really marketing anything. I was just doing word of mouth, and that was it. But in January, I changed the name of my company. I redid my whole website and everything. Upgraded to a lot of different services that I do, and I've been doing a lot of different marketing now. So I mean, I haven't gotten but two customers so far this year, but they both came through my website, which is good. You know, at least I know it's working. And I know it takes time to get started, so I'm just doing what I have to do to try to get it up and going.
Now, Jesse, you're a writer, or
Yeah,
you're a
yeah,
storyteller.
I do writing, storytelling, resumes. I help people with book publishing services. I do medical writing. I do creative writing, business writing. Yeah, I do a little bit of everything. So, uh, I got my website set up. I have a lot of services on there, but I've got it set up to where my customers will not be overwhelmed. They're in categories.
Now,
Which is
you must add a lot of that Southern hospitality to your writing since you're from Tennessee. You must sound a lot more polite than, say, somebody doing a resume from New York or something.
I try to make the resume tell a story about what they what they are qualified for and what they can do for the company, because that's the
Right.
main two things that the company's looking for. They want to know what you're qualified to do and what can you do for us. So that's what I highlight on my resume when I do my resume for people.
So it
You know,
doesn't matter what part of the country you're from. If you have more hospitality, you get straight to the point, you're rude
right,
and crude. As long as you
right,
get to the point on your resume, that makes
right.
all the difference.
Yes, yes, sir, yes, sir. After once we do that, at that point you I can kind of make it like kind of like a story about what they, everything else on the resume. Kind of
Right.
combine like you put a punchline and then give a little bit of background in that story I tell you.
Do you have any last thoughts on how people could reach out to you or some other last thought before I
Uh,
go to our next victim? I mean, small business owner.
you can reach me at Phoenix-Lotus.com, or you can call 800-719-1135.
So that is 800-719-1135.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to put that up on the screen in case you want to get in touch with the person. You heard their voice, but not their picture. Jessie does resumes in Nashville, Tennessee. Her number is up there right on the screen so everybody on my YouTube can see it. I only have 100 subscribers so far, but it's better than 60 that I had a few weeks ago. So I
Right,
must be
right.
getting some traction from somewhere. Maybe it's from Mary Stanley because she graciously hosts us on her podcast. She hosts a lot of veterans, a lot of different businesses on there, and now the OMG Biz Cafe on there as well, which leads me to if Mary Stanley would like to take a few moments to introduce herself and how she saves the planet or just her corner of the world. There's your world and there's Mary's world or both. So tell us about Mary's world.
So I do a couple different things. I produce and host live talk radio or a podcasting station. So we host many different shows and different podcasts to help bring and strengthen the brands, but to get people seen more where they normally wouldn't. We are in 97 countries worldwide and averaging about 200 listeners a show a week, give or
That's
take.
good. That's good.
It's Optimize My Life Live Talk Radio. And the other thing I do is I teach individuals, professionals, how to look at autism not as a defect, but as a wiring difference. It's a neurological disorder that your brain's just wired a little differently. So, how to learn how to do things a little differently based on how you learn, how to overcome your struggles, your challenges by embracing your gifts.
And thank you for that, Mary Stanley. It's great to be able to host the host. I mean, though I feel like we're like co-hosts. We're all co-hosts, all four of us. And then I'll round it out. Or how do you want people to reach out to you, Mary, to get into your world?
You can follow me on any social media station, either at the official Mary Stanley or Supportive Minds. Or follow us on Optimize My Life. We're on every podcasting platform.
But don't worry, I have her direct number. So if you need Mary Stanley and you have a young child or an adult or whoever that's dealing with neurodivergent issues and that whole thing, if you want to learn about Minnesota and how to grow corn, I'll get you in touch with Mary and I'll get you in touch. That being said, I'll round it out with myself. My wife and I are known as the couple that cares about Medicare. I just put onto my LinkedIn a new position, which is not new. And I actually put it as I'm the assistant to the yourmedicarelady.com. Because Your Medicare Lady is my wife, Sarah Finkelstein, my better half. And if you know people that are 64, aging to 65, celebrating a big birthday, and they need to be educated all about Medicare, there's a couple of options to make sure they don't make the wrong decision for the rest of their life. Yourmedicarelady.com up on the screen, or her direct number. You can speak to my wife now if somebody is pressing and urgent. Now, there are some people that aren't getting Medicare before 65 because there are some disabilities that it covers too, which some of you might be aware of. And so you can call Sarah at 561-302-5760. That's 561-302-5760. And one more time, 561-302-5760. I just wanted to try that out like I was on TV. Thought it would be fun to say a phone number 3 times to give you guys some memories of maybe like Crazy Eddie or something like that. But yourmedicarelady.com is a serious site. Actually, our site went down, and she's like, honey, you got to fix that really quick. And so I had to learn WordPress within 24 hours. And boy, did the customer service department of that domain give me a couple of headaches. But I finally did it. So that's that story. We learned from all of us. Thank you for coming to the OMG Biz Cafe at 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. I know you guys are busy. You could have been somewhere else, but you chose to hang out with us at OMG Biz Cafe. And tell your friends, too, that if you can't make it, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be forming a Toastmasters club in the OMG Biz Cafe. We have 2 people so far that have committed. Actually, I have 5 or 6 people, and I think Mary may be one of those.
I'm doing it right now.
5 or 6. And the club dues are just a little small fraction of the cost, but really it's a fraction of a fraction, because I could tell you if you're debating on Toastmasters or some other program or a coach, you could dump money in and pay thousands of dollars, or you could pay $20 and $65 for 6 months. And that's the basic stuff. But all the details are in the group that says Toastmasters. So if you guys are members of OMG Biz Cafe, there's a subgroup called OMG Biz Cafe Toastmasters. And Brian Colburn was nice enough to reword it because he had a lot of people that he wanted to make sure it was exactly the way he wanted them to say it. And thank you, Brian, because it was worded perfectly. And Adrienne Ticky, a local person in Delray Beach, she's been to Toastmaster meetings. There's in 149 countries. And you know what she said? She said that our demo meeting last Wednesday was the best Toastmaster meeting she's ever been in. And we're not even charted yet. But I think it's because I did Toastmaster for 7 years in a row, went as high as a distinguished Toastmaster. That's why I put the DTM after my name on other platforms and maybe LinkedIn. I tried to put it on Scholar, but I think once you put your name in, it doesn't let you edit it unless Mary do you know if there's a way to edit your name if you misspelled it and you have to tell the person that's in charge of administration?
You have to tell the person in charge.
Tell the person. Yeah, okay. So I'll make sure I put in a feedback request or something if you want to modify your name. Hopefully it's just maybe a credential or something like that. You're still the same person that you were. All right. Is there any last thoughts that you guys have for today? Or is there any pressing topics? Or we do have time for a 10-minute flash presentation from somebody that's come, and you guys are mostly regulars in the cafe. If anybody wanted to volunteer for a 10-minute mini presentation, you could take it now, or we could reconvene at a much later time, either Saturday at 8 o'clock Eastern time, or we'll see you Monday and have or I might not see you Monday because maybe we'll take Monday off and honor Memorial Day. What do you think? Maybe I should.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's a good idea.
It sounds like a plan.
Right.
So we'll see you
Maybe
Tuesday.
maybe we'll see you Tuesday.
Tuesday at maybe 10 o'clock.
Maybe not. Tuesday the 4th. Yeah, I'll see you Wednesday.
Now, of course, this isn't a Toastmaster meeting, so that's a safe laboratory environment.
Yeah.
For not really.
I'll see you one day this week. I know I got a couple of nice appointments. I'll see you one day this week.
It's great to get guests. Make sure you tell guests. I did fine tune some of the lingo over at omgtalk.com, which I'll put on the screen as well, omgtalk.com. If you want to join us next Tuesday, we're going to be honoring Memorial Day all throughout the weekend.
If I still got time, I can show you a video presentation I did for my company. Can I share on here?
I don't know.
I should just present. Okay, hold on.
You're gonna change my screen, aren't you? Test us. All right, test us. Try to break my live presentation. All right, while we're live in front of other people, why don't we do that over in the cafe and we'll exit out.
All right.
We'll stop going live.
Okay, so, that's fine.
I'll see you back on the other side. I think we're all in there except for Mary. So if you want to join us back in there, and we'll stop going live. Thank you guys for live with me. And also the beginning part, the most important part was those testimonials for what OMG Cafe is like and what we're doing and bringing business together. And if you want to find more information, just go to omgtalk.com. And now, like Dr. Ruth said,